So, phonics. I know everyone thinks this is about reading and we're all very phonics screening check focused and we're all very, we must know alien words. And let's just take a step back a second, because the whole thing about that screening check, for me, really you should probably do it after the first term in reception, because you want to know that you're not teaching phonics properly a long time before the end of year one. That's not a good time to find out that everything you've done for 2 years none of it has stuck. So, and I know that it was never meant to be a test that checked you. It was never meant to be about imposing a situation on you where you were doing something. It was meant to be something to say, hey, this research has shown this works. We should make sure that we're really embedding it. But what it's turned into is this whole thing, in year one especially, where it's all about flashcards and reading alien words. A lot of people think it's for reading. I say, yes, reading is great. Also, and more, if you're playing a bigger game. You don't want the highest and best according to the government, the administration. You want higher and better. That's when you get children really owning it, and then they apply it to their own writing, not just in phonics, across the curriculum. Because you know that time where you're doing a great phonics lesson and the kids are all joining in, and then you go on to literacy 10 minutes later and it's like phonics never happened. No one remembers how to hold a pencil, they can't hear sounds, they don't write them down, and you think, what's the point of me? I might as well go and be a plumber. Don't do that, because you've got the best job in the world. The whole thing is about embedding. It's about making it relevant to them. They're the hero. They need to have it embedded into why they need it. They need to know what the what's in it for me is for them. So that's the whole point of this. So what I tend to do, instead of focusing on the reading and recognising sounds, because you might as well just line their dads up and say, who contributed to your DNA 50%. What I tend to do is I do things like a lazy teacher spelling test, where I say, oh, I'm so tired. It's such hard work being a teacher. Today I was going to do like really hard maths, but Carol Vorderman, who's bothered? What I'm going to do instead is I'm going to do a lazy teacher spelling assessment. So I'm so tired, I can't be bothered to say the whole word. Just going to say little bits of a word, see if you can write them down. Pens at the ready. And then I say, shh, there's a bit of sheep. It's the bit at the beginning. Oh, it's at the end of wish as well. Ah. Can you write that down? E. Write all the ways you know of E being written down. Now, what I know about my kids at this stage is that if they can go E and write 2 E's down, obviously they can read 2 E's as E, otherwise they wouldn't have been able to write it down. So what I'm doing is I'm getting twofers. I'm getting 2 for 1s. If I just focus on blending and looking at cards, flashcards, I'm not doing any embedding for writing. I'm just using one muscle, the blending muscle. But if I get them to write it down, bingo, bango, bongo, it's ownership, and that is what we're going for.